delays. See you guys in, well, yeah, in a
30
second.
seconds.
Yeah. Okay, folks, here we are in the grand finals of this week's ZOTAC North American Cup. This is Rifkin. I'm casting with Bad Fat Panda, and we got two awesome players in this best of 5. Panda, take her away.
All right, up here in the top right-hand corner of the map, it is the Blue Terran player, hailing from Quantic. It is Apocalypse.
And his opponent, playing for CMStorm on this, well, not Storm version of the map at least. I do like the Kesper version, but on Neoplanet S, it's going to be Polt, the Red Terran. And guys, before we get into this, I need to paint you this picture so you all know. Last week, we had not only this same matchup between these same players on the best of 5 finals for ZOTAC, but I think it started on this map. I might be completely wrong and talking out of my ass, and if I am, that's okay. But either way, we have Apocalypse and Polt in a rematch, essentially, of last week. Now, it's not like there's anything more on the line than the typical $100, but I mean, it's one thing to lose, you know, to say, like, Polt, by the way, lost last time. Apoc won. And it's one thing for Polt to lose, because that's mind-blowing enough on its own, but if you were to lose 2 weeks in a row to the same guy, Panda, I wouldn't even know what to say.
Oh my god. You're on busy right now, right?
I'm not busy, sadly, sorry.
Shuttle's profile picture in SC2 is so cute. I don't even know what it is, but it's like, it reminds me of Zuzu Bubble, and it makes me so happy.
You have to
look at it.
Right, I mean, we're between games, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, when you said, oh my god, that's something really sneaky was happening that I missed. I was like, oh boy, what's it gonna be?
Oh, something sneaky is happening. Polt is actually not going for a Reaper.
This is not something he really does TVT, I find, though. I mean, he did it earlier as Froz, and we kind of talked about it a bit, but last week when he went against Apocalypse, I don't think we saw a single Reaper come out of him. And the thing about this, too, is, like, even if you go Marine first into Reaper, like Apocalypse is doing, there we go, Apocalypse is doing, it's some nice scouting information, but you're going to be hard-pressed to use that Reaper to its fullest potential.
But it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to his opponent actually getting a slightly delayed Reaper following this Marine. So the Marine obviously did deny the SCV Scout and TVT, but the Reaper follow-up, oh, especially considering Polt sees this, he sees the Marine and he thinks that, alright, I can easily go out on the map with my first Marine or two. But seeing this command center and seeing the double gas following it up would be huge.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that he is taking such extra precautions here against any proxies. It's the one time we've seen Polt absolutely get thrashed. If you remember way back when, it was like Fuser versus Polt, and when Fuser proxied like his whole base on Belshir.
Yeah, that was freaking hysterical. It's
not something that's too common, but by making sure it doesn't happen, I mean, all the scouting information, but this Reaper's got to be careful. There's 4 Marines here, but the Marines equally have to be careful.
I don't think I've ever been as mind-f during a cast as I was during that game.
You know what? Oh, I just realized I can finally cut that up and put that on YouTube, because...
Oh yeah, that's true. DreamHack's over.
Yeah, Fuser specifically requested we don't show his build. But okay, Command Center unfortunately does get stalled out, and by the time it finishes, it actually kind of closes the gap on Apocalypse's. That couple of seconds.
And the factory timings are actually relatively similar between these two players, despite the fact that Apocalypse opened up with the delayed Reaper opening. It's specifically because he didn't go for 2. There was a little point where he wasn't actually mining gas. And now delving right into the starport. And by the time these first 2 Hellions get across the map, Polt's most likely going to have... Oh no! He doesn't actually have a reactor complete yet. This is interesting. Quite defensive play from Polt. He's not confident in the limited scouting he's been given of his opponent's base at this point. He's playing very, very safe.
Oh, and he should catch this Reaper. He will absolutely catch that Reaper.
Yeah, after getting a SCV kill there. I would say that was a worthwhile Reaper.
Is this going to be for Banshees?
If I don't think so.
Like, I mean, he's got the gas wherever you want to, but it's the factory positioning that I'm so weirded out. Again, okay, Tech Lab, it might just be, unless he wants to do like a tank drop or something. I mean, it's a little late to try and pull off the Thor drop. The strength of the Thor drop.
No, this is going to be a medevac push with a single tank. I love this build on this map, and I've seen Polt do it a couple times. Meanwhile, there will be Hellbats, man. He's not European. He may be European by association, but Apocalypse has some of the highest HPM I have seen in any pro player.
Hellbats per match?
Hellbats per minute, son. Hellbats per minute.
Well, luckily the Hellbats, I mean, they're really nice at dealing with those tanks, so they don't exactly get up and one-shot the tanks or anything, but they soak so much of that splash damage. And uh-oh, this medevac full of Hellions and Widowmines. Did he spot that Widowmine, or was that coincidence? Either way, he's being driven off by the bunker. And Apocalypse... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an awkward joke to make, but players have it.
Yeah, totally. Did Polt use the same positioning in the last Best of 5 that they played?
I couldn't recall that detail, to be honest. I'm sorry.
Alright, because if he's had the same bunker positioning, then obviously Apocalypse would have...
First Widowmine gets unburrowed somewhere awkward. Second one's gonna go down.
A Viking gets shot down. That's
and
pretty big.
The SUV building engineering bay. It's one thing to get a regular SUV, but you stall at the building, and now the Hellion in the natural. Gonna be a bit of a pain, but this medevac is not long for this world.
As the Widowmine...
Oh, it's just barely out of range.
That was quick close.
Now this
killing the Viking. Polt's not gonna remake it, man. Polt wants to make pure medevacs from this point on, and
this tank is in range of the Widowmine. It's about to rearm.
Boom.
Oh.
It can't kill a tank in one hit.
It can't, but if Polt doesn't repair this, he can't push with a 35 health tank. Oh, there we go.
Right.
Okay. Because yeah, the big problem is a lot of pro players, like, you know, you start forgetting to repair, man.
This is what I was talking about. He needed that Viking so incredibly bad because Polt, he immediately wants to put on marine pressure as soon as he has that first medevac out. In the meantime, he's sieging a tank up, but like, really outside of that, what is he going to do to defend against these Hellbat drops? And Apocalypse will not let up, man. He already has a second drop on the way. Continuing forward with a mech transition here as 2 more factors get added on.
Yeah, in the mirror matchups, guys, remember, like, all the small things snowball so hardcore and so quick, and oh, these turrets are so nicely positioned, Panda.
Yeah.
Not a single Marine comes out of that medevac, and he's going to boost away, but back at home, alright, in the main, in the natural, Hellbat's going off. Tanks can clean up the main very quickly, actually. And then
he
natural...
did a fair amount of damage with that, though.
Well, the natural actually retains all of the Hellbats, plus the medevac.
This is a lot of lost mining time, though, and on top of this, we have 17 workers killed. Considering the faster command center, too, I mean, Polt's sitting on a 20 worker disparity, 10 minutes into a mirror matchup, guys. And yeah, he has the third base completed, but this is the point where, as a meching player, Apocalypse really, he's extending
Look
himself.
at this, if he drops in the mineral line, the tank splash damage is going to do just as much as the Hellbats will.
Yeah.
So many more SCVs go down, and it's not going to show some of the ones killed because some were definitely picked off by that tank, but 21 workers killed total at this point. This couldn't be going better for Apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, he is getting the better end of every trade, and his opponent's medevacs will be completely depleted of energy by the time he pushes. Even at that point, I mean, the amount of Hellbats that his opponent have will be able to deal with this push by itself, let alone the tanks.
Well,
He's playing so safe too. He's not getting. I mean, look at how many missile turrets he has going down before he even moves out his third. It's so difficult to take a third as a meching Terran and TBT on this map, and like this is how you do it. He's pressuring through Hellbat drops and he's shoring up his static defenses.
Natural base has been completely evacuated once again. There's nothing to defend these drops, Panda. This is disgusting to watch. Oh my goodness, LESVs are clumped, but the Hellbats targeting something else. The Marauders. They are cleaned up, so now the offensive is all Polt has to worry about. There's nothing left at home. No more shenanigans. But there's so many tanks, and there's no way for him to break this. There's just...
Polt actually Apocalypse scans, and Polt's like, oh, should probably leave now. It's like, aw.
But even so, I mean, the Vikings are... It's so weird to consider for guys who are like TVT noobs. Like, Vikings win the tank wars more than anything else. We're not at that point where there's 1,000 command centers scanning relentlessly, so Polt's not even going to have the sight advantage to actually take on this army very effectively. He's going to deny this third a little bit. That's irritating.
Yeah. but it's something that it's not a problem that tanks can't fix. The spread from Apocalypse, though, he needs to continue to keep his natural and his main base safe from being pushed during this extension here to take the third.
You know, it's weird to consider. We look at the resource difference right now, and it definitely looks so heavily in the favor, not even heavily, but very close. But you just have to keep in mind, look at all these turrets. This is so many minerals invested that could have been Hellbats, could have been other units. So, Apocalypse, while he's in a really good position, it's not like he's devastatingly far ahead. Well, the worker count, but yeah.
He has a 20 worker lead, and his army is just getting stronger and stronger by the minute. At this point, like, you don't want to push out at 200 if you're Apocalypse. You want to push out at like 180 or so. Have a couple production waves behind it after you get these 5 factories up, and he's going to take a 4th behind this too, most likely. He could even take the gold. I mean, he has the map presence to be able to do so.
I don't disagree with that statement, but the problem is with every matchup, you know, the longer he waits, the more Polt's going to have, and the better chance he's going to have at defending, if not go full offensive. I mean, he's got his 3rd base up. He's not that far behind. I mean, yeah, okay, we talk about look at the income and stuff, but I mean, still, it's an army that doesn't require so much gas. This 3rd base mining primarily minerals is exactly what Polt needs.
Yeah.
Sensor tower up now 2 for Apocalypse. I mean, he really wants to make sure he doesn't get dropped. I mean, it's Polt. Everyone knows, hey, guess what? It's Polt. I'm going to get dropped.
Yeah, really. But, I mean, everybody always talks about him as a player who has, like, of the Korean Terrans, slightly lower APM, but his drops are devastatingly effective. Regardless of what matchup it's in, like, he always is cost-effective with his drop play. But, I mean, Apocalypse, he has pulled on the back foot, and he has been all freaking game. Even have, like, 4 SCVs saturated in one of his geysers over his 3rd. Polt's off his game, man.
Yeah, and then the natural, he's going to take another hit.
And there are no Widow Mines here with this,
so many SCVs going down. Can he get the gas mining ones? No, they are evacuated, but Polt's... I can't even believe I've not seen Polt put in a position like this in so long. This is like the domineering champion of ZOTAC's, guys. He wins day in and day out and just farms these cups for money like Hyun did. But today, and last week, Apocalypse is saying no more. I'm going to dethrone the king and take it myself. If he can play the rest of the series like this game, I don't know. I don't think we'll see Polt win, Panda.
I don't know, man. Apocalypse is playing damn solid, and this is a map that a bio player wants. Like, this is Polt's victory here. If Apocalypse is going to continue to mech, Polt views this as a map that he should have won, considering the pool. I believe that Whirlwind is actually coming up next. Oh no!
Boosting on top.
Boost.
Dropping those Hellbats.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm zoomed in, even though I know I'm not. It's irritating.
I get that sometimes.
And it's like StarCraft Vertigo.
Yeah. The tank positioning for Polt is actually quite good here.
Oh, he's not spread enough though. Look at all the splash damage going on. The Hellbats though, like I said much earlier, soaking so much of that damage.
Oh my god.
But the flank...
all 6 tanks just fall.
But the flank from Polt isn't going to be strong enough. He's trying to break this line. He's still got a lot of Marauders left, but the Vikings could just land.
Taking out every single medevac, and still a couple Hellbats survive.
And the Vikings will just land right on top of the tank if they wanted to at this point. Wouldn't even recommend it, to be honest, but they could. And this command center is going to burn.
A little bit of a sloppy engagement there from Apocalypse, which just didn't matter. It was well executed after the initial attack.
Someone in chat saying Hellbats.
Like missile turret or a command center roulette there for a second.
Yeah, lift up.
Didn't know which one
Vikings
to land.
Lift up again. But actually, I want to point out something funny. Is X Music Man 6 Hellbats need stim, David Kim? No, they do not. As we just saw there, Hellbats with no armor upgrades are very effective. There's no reason to give them stim. But I like this too. Apocalypse.
It's something like in TVP, pros are starting to turn to going for like pure armor upgrades while they're using Hellbats. I'd really like to see the numbers in the different matchups. We had that for almost every unit in a lot of situations when SE2 was like a couple months old or so.
Oh,
I'd love to see that in Hearthstone.
There's a Marine that was left here from like the 3rd minute of the game.
He was a freaking pure Marine. I saw that.
Yeah, he killed 2 SCVs before we went down. But Polt's trying to push, and I mean, he knows he can't take this fight, but what else can he do?
He actually is going for the air lead to be able to drop on his opponent, but
Oh, that's actually sick because there's no Thors, no nothing.
Don't care. We don't.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's gonna have that air advantage, but to what avail is the big question. Yes, there's nothing to shoot up, but until that Banshee gets on the field for Polt, he can't take advantage of this. I mean, once the Banshee's here, that changes, but...
And we see this immediately, Apocalypse reacting to his opponent, taking some semblance of interest into the air dominance role. And hey, I'm gonna produce a Thor. In addition to constantly producing Vikings. Oh my gosh. Polt can't afford to lose these tanks. Like, when Polt plays TBT, this is something that extended into his Wings of Liberty TBT too. While he was so dominant in the matchup, it's that he gets tanks. He understands that, like, as long as my tank count never gets below X, I'm gonna be in a good spot regardless of what the hell I'm facing, whether it be bio or mech.
This is so weird to consider, man, but this one Banshee's gonna wreck so many of these tanks. There's not enough anti-air.
Thor is here, dude. He just needs to almost. Come on, Thor, do it.
This Polt
save the tank.
Save the tank. Save the.
You saved the game. It's a freaking hero, Thor. We also have a couple of missile turrets coming down as well. Even a planetary fortress here at the 4th base.
I must
not want to lose this.
I must commend Polt for being able to push back. I mean, really, I think any lesser, what the hell, lesser, anyone else in his situation might have just given up at this point, but he is still relentlessly sticking to his guns. He's going to go out blazing if nothing else. I mean, the longer this 4th base is up and running for a mech player to have those extra 2 geysers, it's just so good for Apocalypse. And actually, Polt I like this. Look at this. He's actually going to go around. Oh, yeah. Apocalypse scouts and realizes, hey, there's nothing there.
What is he going to do? Is he going to react to this? He has to know something's up. Immediately unsieging his tanks.
Here's the drop. It's seen through the sensor tower. There's a lot of turrets randomly placed on that. That's what you need to do in a TBT. And if Polt can gut the production...
No, this is getting straight into the production. And we've seen Polt come back in this fashion before.
Oh, but the Thors and the tanks are wrecking everything on the front lines, but if Apocalypse loses his production...
Here comes a branch of Apocalypse's army, though. He needs to start building additional factories, though.
You know, he's only lost 2 factories, though, is the big thing. This 3rd one burning down, but if he can just replace the tech labs, the add-ons, actually, most of his buildings are standing. Polt has not done as much damage as this looked like initially.
And that was really committed. I mean, when you don't have a 4th base on an opponent who's going for a 5th and has macro orbitals all around, he did take out the armory. I don't believe, yeah, +2 didn't finish. It was rather close to finishing.
But I mean, we've got 4 bases, a 5th one in the upper left, siege tanks, a planetary. There's just no way. Polt went for that. That looked like it could have brought him back into the game for a second.
No. Polt's actually trying to take this engagement, loses half of his army in the process. I feel so bad for Polt.
For a second there, Panda, when that drop went off, I was like, oh my god, is Polt going to buy himself back into this? But yeah, we need nukes on the field. That's what I'm feeling right now. A little too late for that. Maybe in a different game, though.
Boom.
I think that pretty much seals the deal for Apocalypse. He's going to start moving across the field, cleans up Polt's 3rd base, and once he does that, that's the end of the income.
That Hero Marine did a fair amount of damage to the planetary up in the top
Yeah,
left.
It's like half dead.
Yeah. 1 Marine did that, guys.
Nerf Marines, please.
Please. Screw the bunker, man. We need a Marine nerf. And Polt has dropped below triple digits for the first time.
Hellbat dropping into the 3rd. How dirty can you get? I mean, you can just move in there, but no. Let's add the extra bit of flair, the panache, and just go for a drop, because why not? Apocalypse is so in control of this game right now. Now Polt's going again for another drop here in the north, but there's so... Oh my god, he's got a Guardian Planetary Fortress.
Yeah.
What the heck? Who built one of these? This is awesome.
Apocalypse, because you freaking need it on this map. It's so ridiculously hard to hold the 3rd. And
tanks go down,
this,
but
like, slow methodical play is something that you don't, like, really see anymore.
This feels like I'm watching Straylock, not Apocalypse, to be honest.
Yeah. It's like Goody with good mechanics.
Oh man, Goody. That guy does some weird stuff and I love it, but...
He's playing bio a lot now, it makes me sad. It's like the Goody of yesteryear. I want him to come back in Home Story Cup and, like, absolutely thrash people, like, get to the finals playing back. That'd be awesome.
This is so sad. Polt's gonna try and bust into this planetary once again, but look at the Doom Strike coming from the north.
Absolutely, and he has a solid, like, even if Apocalypse loses his 4th base, which he might actually, he's not repairing right now.
He can afford to, really, though. I mean, he's got that upper left base mining with full saturation.
And he's camping his opponent's production with a lot of tanks.
He's actually spam repairing the SCVs and those mineralized. He's not even mining from all of it. Yeah, the command center going to be chased off. Unfortunately, going to go down to the Vikings. The Production.Polt. GG.
Yeah, the second he scans the defense, it's like, oh, well, that was fun while it lasted.
That's not like game 1, though, man.
Yeah.